This is Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girl, and I'm here working in my planner, getting it set up for the month of October and November with a fall theme. I pulled out a Marion Smith planner. I don't know if she's designing them and making them anymore. I know she switched over to Amazon, and she, I believe, might still have some available on Amazon. I'm pulling some items from my stash. I actually came upon this old Planner Society kit that I never used. I believe it was from 2 years ago, I'm ashamed to say, but I have been out of the country for a year, and now that I'm back, I'm playing with all the scrap embellishments and all that kinds of stuff that I had left behind, so I'm kind of actually having some fun here. And I'm just setting up my front pockets. This is one of my favorite things to do actually in all of the planning, is to set up pretty pockets. I know I start to fill it and then I go back and I kind of tweak it, and it's an ongoing thing with me that I do like all year long. So fixing my pockets up. I'm now picking out some of the papers from the kit, and I'm going to work on all my dashboards, and I'm just kind of figuring out how big I want my pages. So I'm just kind of marking. I don't really measure, that's so bad. I just kind of eyeball and then mark it, and then I will go ahead and just cut. I believe I have 5 sections that I'm going to be working on, 5 different dashboards. So not to bore you with all the cutting, I'm going to go ahead and speed up this process. I'm not really sure where I got this card or who it's by, but I found it in my stash. I had a box or a drawer full of a bunch of autumn scrapbooking supplies and things like that. So I was kind of digging through that bin, trying to figure out what I want to keep, and I ended up selling off a box of all my autumn supplies out of that bin just because I'm trying to use up what I have, and also I'm in the midst of selling off a lot of my crafting items because I'm going to be moving. So you might want to check out my Instagram, because I have been and I will be posting like de-stash box lots of items super, super cheap. In fact, I've got a Christmas box that has over 100 pieces of paper in it, and Christmas paper, and tons of embellishments. I've filled a whole box with that, and I have that up on my Instagram, which is the Preppy Crafty Girl. This I got from Hobby Lobby, this little rhinestone fox. It goes so cute. That also was in my stash. All of this actually was in my stash. I didn't buy anything new to use in my planner setup. I highly encourage shopping your stash before adding anything new. You'd be amazed at probably what you've accumulated over the years of crafting, since I know a lot of my followers have been crafting for a really long time. This bow came from the kit, so I'm just kind of adding that at the top. I just love that. That's wood grain plaid. It's just so pretty. And this is the most adorable little post-it note she did in that kit of a slice of wood with flowers. Come on, this is just incredible. And a lot of times I use my sticky note pads as a die cut. If they're a die cut sticky notes, I'll use them as background embellishments, not always just as a memo pad. And in the kit there were these 3D puffy stickers, and also she's added into her kits, the backing cards can be used. So make sure you check out those backing cards before you go and toss them out. So here I'm just going to speed up through my process as I'm decorating the dividers. Just using bits and pieces of the kit mixed along with some items that I found. And I'm using washi tape, some of the scrapbook stickers. I think that the hardest thing is to kind of go through and decide what you want to use. And I don't want to make them too bulky because I add a lot of pages into my planner and I don't want it to be too thick or too bumpy when I go to write in there. Of course, I do use that 3-ring binder that I showed you at the beginning because I can pull the 2 pages out, especially when I'm doing like a 2-week on 2-page spread. I can pull the pages out and work on them, and then I can put them back in. And I can also do that if I have a lot of things to write down, if I'm planning out my week ahead of time or my month ahead of time, then I can do that. So I'm just going to let this play out and let you watch how they evolve, and I hope you enjoy this style. I feel like doing it in real time is really kind of painstaking because you make your decisions and you swap things around, and I don't know how much of a want there is to watch me fiddling kind of with my thing. So I went ahead and just sped it up for time's sake. And if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment below, or you can find me on Instagram and leave me a message, and I will be happy to answer any questions you may have. I started to add the pages into my planner and started to put some of the tabs on. I went back and I corner rounded the pages. I just think it looks better that way. I don't know why I don't like square corners on things. I have no idea. It's just one of my pet peeves. And I need to add 2 more dividers to my planner. And I'm just going to go back and tweak a couple of these that I put some journaling cards on. And those are cork stickers. They were not from this kit. They were from I believe a December kit from a few years ago. And I just had some bits and pieces. I have like a bin of the bits and the pieces left over from my Planner Society kits, and I just kind of pull from that. Christy tends to have her favorite colors, and so you'd be amazed at how many of your kits from year to year you can mix and match them. So don't be too quick to toss your leftovers or give up on your leftovers, but actually pull them out. I tend to put the seasons together, and then I can pull from previous kits. And some of the washi tape also goes from kit to kit, which is really nice because you get more value out of the kit. I am not a subscriber anymore, unfortunately. I'm trying to just now downsize and get ready for a big life change, which I'm super excited about. And that's why I'm kind of getting rid of a lot of my crafting supplies. I just cannot see myself moving it all, or if my year plays out the way I think it is going to play out, there will be nowhere for me to store it. And I'm not going to pay for a pod or storage unit for my belongings, so I'm going to keep a crafting kit that I can travel with and keep working in my traveler's notebooks, and enough to do my planners and my Bible journaling and that. But as far as having a designated craft room, it might be a while before I have one of those. And it's really the joy of the conquest of acquiring. I love going to estate sales and acquiring vintage items and things like that. I know I will always do that. I love the thrill of the hunt and the find. And so I know that there will always be, that at my disposal. There's always going to be estate sales that you can go to and get things. And, if I end up having a designated space again, then I will just start having fun acquiring some things again. However, I will try to keep myself in check because it's not easy having to go back and go through everything. I've been doing this for decades and have decades of different craft items and different trends and things like that I love mixed media art. I love making jewelry. I love to do all kinds of things, and so it's really difficult because those different craft I don't even know what you call it, styles, you need different tools and different things. So I've got to try to find some way of kind of culling down what I have to where I don't need to store a whole lot, and I just need to let things go and share things with others. And so if you know of any good de-stash sites where I could sell off a lot of my crafting supplies, like I have tons and tons of dies and digital cutters and all of that. So if you know of any good Facebook groups or any kind of good sites where I can sell that off, I would much appreciate it. Just leave a comment below and let me know if you have any help out there, or if you yourself have had success. I know that I'll be having a garage sale come spring, and I will let go a lot of it there too, whatever I have left over. But I know that everything is going to have to go by that point of maybe around March or April. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of enjoying using up what I have and trying to rediscover what I truly loved about crafting, what I truly love about crafting, and what I want to make and work in the future. What kind of media I want to use. Remember the backing card that I had before I cut it down? I'm putting it on a piece of the paper and making my own journaling card to decorate my final divider. And I had these chipboard stickers. I really wanted to use the cactus. However, I felt like it was too big. So I ended up putting a fall pumpkin and taking little bits and pieces of the scrap paper. And I'm going to make like a little banner flag to run across the page and add in that card. And I'm really trying not to go with the horizontal because I know all my other pages I run the horizontal. So okay, here I end up using it and taking it and running it vertically and trying to put it somewhere else on the page. And I wanted to add a little pocket since this is going to be my back divider. And these actually came in the kit. I don't know if it came in this kit or another kit, but she had all these little vinyl sticky pockets. And so I just added that on the back of this divider page. And I don't have my hole punch with me. I'm traveling right now, so I'm using just a single hole punch. I have an A5 punch that punches out 6 holes, but I'm just going to use the single punch right here. So I just mark the holes. It's been really hard traveling without a sewing machine because I would love to just go in and run some stitching around and So I'm taking the leftover of all the supplies and I'm just tucking it in back behind the pockets, and in case I want to add something later or I need to add another divider or I want to decorate my actual pages. And here I just saw that I didn't add that last tab in, so I'm going in and adding this last tab in to the bottom of that last divider. And I'm going to take some of the paper and tuck it in the back a little bit here. And here I do struggle getting these in. I should have cut this segment because this is like really stupid, but I couldn't get them in that little plastic pouch. I almost gave up on it. And then I decided I was going to pull out all the tabs and tuck the stickers in. And it was so frustrating. But I got them in there. I don't like anything to go to waste. So that's another one of those backing cards. And I love that little stack of like the pumpkin topiary. So I wanted to really use that, and I just stuck it on the backing card with the little sentiment off the same chipboard. But that's what I'm saying. Like I just kind of go through and I tweak and I tweak and I tweak. And here I'm just cutting off the excess, reducing some of the bulk. And I wanted to use that little fox. It's so cute. So I had these, they are removable sticky squares by 3L, and I added it to the back of one of the foxes, and I'm going to stick it on my planner, and it'll just come off, and it doesn't do any damage. And here I just show you how it just doesn't do any. They're removable. They're actually great if you're going into an apartment or you've got a kid going off to college and they want to decorate their dorm room, because they are just removable, but they actually hold for quite a long time. And then I'm tucking these in that back little pocket and tucking in the paper. And that is a little notebook that came in some Happy Mail that I got from the mushroom market. I bought one of her little vintage scrap packs, and she included that little notebook.